Resume recording. There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right, that did an awesome job talking a little bit what it takes to be a distinguished club, what do all these different points mean, how they measure the experience within a club, and talked a little bit, what it takes to be a distinguished area, select distinguished area, or division. To be a distinguished division, I think Lisa already knows this, but 40% of your clubs should be distinguished. Without losing a club, select it's 45%, and presidents is 50%. But with presidents, you need to add a club, net growth of one club, Lisa. Those are your particular goals. But I just want to come back to the dashboard briefly, right? Talk about 3 club problems that you're going to run into, that you're going to have to look out for when you do your visit. And I'm going to pick a little bit on the area that Bet's club is, electric speakers. All right. So she talked about on the dashboard, and this is easy to find, right? So if I go to Google, and you search Toastmasters dashboard, it's right here. So super easy to find and to get to District 57, all right? And when you actually you get to the dashboard and you click on club performance, and you look at the clubs that are in a particular area, you see right here, okay, how many DCP goals does the club have right now? How many members was their base? How many do they have to date? And then you can start actually looking at each of these different goals that they're trying to reach. And looking at these things is going to show you one of 3 problems, or maybe multiple, a club maybe has 1 or 2 of these problems, right? So let's look at that first. So one problem that you're going to have is a membership problem, all right? Base of 14, to be qualified for the Distinguished Club Program, they have to add 5 members, but they didn't. They're short members. They have the DCP points, but they're short members, so they have a membership problem, all right? Las Juntas, on the other hand, they have more than 20 members, right? They don't have a membership problem. They, in fact, added 15 members through the year, but they only met 4 DCP points. They actually didn't get 4 officers trained in each time period. That could have been 1 DCP point. But look, they only got 1 educational award point. Right? So I look at this club as there's a people problem. They didn't get officers trained. That's problematic. And there's an education problem. Right? Danville AM Toastmasters is an example of education problem. They have no education awards. And I think they have a membership problem as well. I mean, they got officers trained in the second half. That's good. We're turning the ship a little bit, but they still have some issues, right? So as you visit your clubs, you're going to be looking for kind of those 3 issues. Membership issues, low members, how many people at the meeting, education problem issues, are they doing manual speeches, pathway speeches, are they running a good quality meeting, are members having a good experience? And then you're going to be looking just for people problems. Maybe you have officers who are butting heads, or you're like that woman at the club that got closed because she went on maternity leave. Well, she was doing all the work. She was the only club officer doing the work. That's a people problem that you need to address. Those are the types of issues that you need to look out for when you're visiting your clubs. All right? I think that's pretty easy to understand. Nothing complicated there. So let's kind of keep going with our show. And we're going to talk a little bit more specifically about area visits.
Woo!
Beth, we're going to talk more about area visits.
I love area visits.
Me too.
Area director was definitely the most fun role in Toastmasters. Awesome, because you can create a relationship with the president. One of my presidents, he actually was scared to run for president, and I encouraged him. He ran, And then he went on to become area director, then he became division director, and then he became all the way up into the trio. And I'm like, yeah, I helped you. And he was like, who are you? I don't even remember. I'm like, okay, fine. So anyways, doing your area visits, there is definitely ways you can fail on area visits. And we had a lot of fun in the face-to-face training a few weeks ago where we did exercises around that. So let's just go over some of the why, the how, the best practices, and we're going to try to do an exercise if time permits. Let's go to the next slide, Kevin. Why do we do these things? You know, it's like you have to drive somewhere, you have to wear something nice, you have to talk to people, it's scary. Why are we doing this? Well, the reason why, yes, Kevin, you look very nice today. The reason why is because it helps us understand what's going on in the club. As a district, we're here to support the club and make sure the club is actually serving the member. Like Kevin said, he's gone to all these different clubs and some of them were not good. In fact, I just sent one of my friends who was a Toastmaster back in Florida to a club, and I emailed him after the club and I visit and I said, hey, how was the club? And he says, oh, you know, I'm probably not going to join right now. Maybe I'll join later. Okay, that's not a good sign, right? What's going on in that club? Something not good is happening in that club because that's not the right answer. He should have written me back immediately and said, I just walked out of the club. I signed up. I wrote my check. It was amazing. Thank you, Bet, for referring me to that club. That's the right answer. But he said like, oh, I'll think about it, even though he used to be a Toastmaster before. So sending your area director, sending you guys out into the field to see the club, it is to make sure that the club is a healthy, amazing club and that the president and the officers are supported. So you're there to help the club and to help us if we need to come in and help as a trio or division directors, getting a coach. All these things are there to help the members have a great experience. You can go to the next slide, Kevin. So how do you do it? The first thing you need to do right now is email your president, all your presidents, and say, hi, my name is blank your name. I am so excited to be your area director this year, and I want to come out and visit your club. Help me decide which of these 3 or 4 dates is best for you. So you're going to email back and forth until you find a good date, and then you're going to confirm it. Next slide. Then I highly encourage you to get a speaking slot. One of the reasons is because you need more chances to speak, but also because you can use this chance to talk to the club about their problems. Now, we've been looking a lot at electric speakers, and yes, we have a membership problem. So what I would do as a president is tell my area director, I have a membership problem. I need to encourage my members to invite friends, but they're scared. They don't know how to do it. So I'd ask my area director to come in and give a speech that's focused around how to invite friends to your Toastmasters meeting in a non-creepy way. And maybe it would have some role playing or some storytelling. But that would be a club visit that would really benefit me as the president and all the members. So when you're talking with the president back and forth via email or even the phone, ask them, what is the big problem that your club is having? What can I speak on? How can I really help your members? And get a speaking slot so that you use that 5 to 7 minutes to make a big impact on that club. When I see an area director go into a club and take a timer role, that's not a good example. You want to get up there and help that club as much as possible and the biggest impact as possible. And make sure you make it a pathway speech so that you're being a good example. Let's go to the next slide. All right, we already talked about doing your research. I feel like Kevin and I have both hammered on that. So let's go to the next example, or next slide. All right, this is an animation slide. When you get there, you're looking for things. You don't have to go so fast, Kevin. We're looking for signage. Go in with a guest mind. Are you able to find the room? Do you know where to park? Do you know where you're going? Right? Think about it with the guest eyes, or see it with the guest eyes. Then, are you welcomed? Or are you going into a room like Kevin did in that terrible club and no one even looked at you? Just feel for a moment how bad that is. Next, is the meeting organized? Do they sit around and go like, who wants to give a speech? Does anyone want to be the Toastmaster? Like, that is not a good thing because no one wants to join another disorganized organization. Make sure that you're taking notes on if the meeting was organized. Next, look at the membership. Was there 3 people sitting around a table looking awkwardly at each other? Or is it a huge room that's full of people? Next, is the meeting fun? Right? We're looking for fun. If it's a super boring meeting and everyone's like super serious, that's not a fun meeting. You want to look for the fun and the variety. Do they have fun table topics? Fellowship. Do people smile at each other? Do they look like they actually care and are interested in each other's friendship? Next, recognition. If someone just finishes their icebreaker speech, is it like, all right, Joe, thanks for your icebreaker. Please sit down now. And it's like, oh, let's continue with the boring meeting. No. Is it like, yes, they did the icebreaker. Everyone just stand up and applause that icebreaker, right? We've all been there. Making sure we recognize things in a club is critical. Pathways. Are they adopting pathways? Or are they all scared of pathways and maybe even talking about it in a negative way? All right. What you're looking for is how the district can help. If you go there, you see they need a coach, you see they need help with signage, maybe they need to find a new venue, right? This is the kind of things you're looking for. Make sure you talk to the president about how the district can help. If the club is doing amazing, ask them if they want to send a coach to another club to share the best practices. And does the club need help with pathways, right? I think this is still a trouble spot for a lot of clubs. And also ask who's getting awards. Sometimes just asking that question helps them decide who's going to get some awards this year. Next slide. This is your area visit report. The well-loved, I'm just kidding, it's not loved. But what you're really doing is following moments of truth. First impressions, membership orientation. You're really following the same process as moments of truth. I hope everyone knows about that system. And make sure that you enter it before the end of September because you're really going to start running out of time and you want to get in there early so that you don't lose time with helping the club. If the club does need help, you want to find out early and help us know early. And the 3 of us, Ashley, Kevin, and I all get this report, as does the president of the club and your division director. So when you're writing this club report, make sure you're not putting something in there like, the president's hair was horrible and I really hated it. Like, she's going to read this. So make sure that you do it just like an evaluation. You talk about the things that went well and you talk about suggestions of how the club could improve, but make sure you have a conversation with the president before you type it in because it's very embarrassing for them to respond about how they didn't, like, oh, you didn't understand. I tried to explain it to you, but you didn't get it. Like, that's not a good conversation to be having after you submit the report, which is now officially on the record. Ashley, did you want to add something?
I would say, I was an area director last year, and you got to motivate the president because, and like Kevin said, have relationships with them because getting more than 50% of your clubs distinguished can be really hard in some areas. So you can't do all the work. You got to motivate the officers to do the work through you.
Amen. Ashley, thank you so much for that. I think it's really important. This relationship with the president stuff that we're talking about, it's not a joke. It is the most important part of this. So yeah, build that relationship, the rapport. Make sure they know that you're there to support them and that you're not just there to check a box because no one wants to deal with someone from corporate that's just there to check a box. That's not what we want. We want you to be a partner to that president and the officers and the whole club. All right, let's go to the next slide. All right, so let's do a quick exercise. And Kevin, based on our timing, how much time do we have for this today?
I think we have time to do one exercise and kind of do a group debrief.
Okay. All right, so how much time?
5 to 8 minutes.
5 to 8 minutes. All right, so I am going to play the president. And everybody is an area director that is my area director. And now I want you guys, I'm the president of Electric Speakers Toastmasters Club, and we have 6 members right now. So I would like people to give me advice and make sure that you give it like in a way that is nice, because I'm going to give you feedback on how I felt after this advice session. So I'm your president, and you guys are all my area director, and it's fair game. Try not to talk over each other and be kind, but we're going to spend 3 minutes, you guys giving me advice, and then I'm going to discuss how it made me feel. So let's go ahead and start. So I have a membership problem. Go ahead. Ask me questions.
Beth, why do you only have 6 members?
Oh, Kevin, you're not allowed. All right. Disregard the testimony from the witness. All right. I hear Marissa. Marissa, go ahead. You can speak, Marissa. It's fine. You can unmute yourself for this session.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. No answer
Sorry,
from Kevin.
I just didn't want any background noise going on, but the dogs are quiet right now. So Beth, so I see that you have 6 members. So what's going on?
Yeah, so GE laid off 96% of my membership and 96% of my officers.
Oh no, that's bad timing, isn't it?
It is
So
terrible.
yeah, so but I see you've added a lot of members too. What else do you think you might be able to do to get some more members to get your numbers back up?
Yeah, I just don't know. I just don't know what to do. I've racked my brain.
Yeah, so when was the last time you did an open house?
We did one right after, or a few months after the layoff, which happened in March, and we had 5 guests.
Okay. Okay, so let's see. You said that was in March?
Well, the open house was in June. Marissa, you're doing a great job. I just want to let other people also ask some questions or get their voice in there. But you're doing great. All right, keep going, guys. Who's next? Who wants to pitch in as my area director? Uh-oh. Everyone's shy now. Remember to go off of mute.
Beth?
Hi.
Hi. Well, have you worked with your corporate group to encourage people who are remaining with your company to try to come check out your Toastmasters Club? Have you gotten their buy-in?
So that's Maureen.
Uh-huh.
Hey. So, Maureen, my HR group has told me before when I asked for support that Toastmasters is like a fun employee thing, but they don't try to help because they feel like it's a slippery slope. And after they start helping, it's like we just want more and more. So they refuse to help us.
Oh, that's terrible. That's too bad. That could be a great opportunity for the employees that remain to help you become a more cohesive group and work together, right?
I know.
You would think.
You would think so. Thanks, Maureen.
You're welcome.
Anyone else have any advice, questions to ask? I want to get at least a few people to be able to take a chance at this. And this is a real problem. I'm not making any of this up. You guys saw the DCP scoreboard.
I bet. This is Abraham.
Hey, Abraham. How can you help me today?
Well, what I'm interested in is on your leadership team, who's still remaining with you?
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I have like 4 officers, I think, 4 or 5 officers, and they're the most dedicated people you'd ever see. They're so passionate and committed to fixing this club and making it a success again.
I can't even imagine what it must be to be working with a great team like that, and especially with all the transition going with your organization. You know, what can I do to help support you, and how can we pull in some resources? I just went to the TLI training a couple months ago or recently, and there's a corporate program. I don't know if have you heard about that? There's
No.
a new strategy.
I didn't know about this.
It's amazing. There's
Wow.
a guy named Ashley. So if I could be of a resource, and pass that on. I'd be love to
Thank
partner
you.
with you.
Thank you, Abraham. Okay, let's get one more, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Thank you, Abraham. Who hasn't said anything yet? Wow, everyone's so shy tonight. Just one more, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi, this is Linda.
Linda. Hi, Linda.
Hey,
Talk to me, Linda.
hi, Beth. I think I have a strategy for you with those corporate HR people that are reluctant to help you.
Yeah.
I would suggest going in and talking to them about how propelling their employees could help their bottom line. When you look at it from how the company is going to benefit in addition to the membership and their employees, then you really get their interest. And I think that would be a great starting point. And if HR isn't interested, go higher up on the food chain.
Very cool.
What do you think about that?
I love it. Show me
Go,
the
girl.
money. Show me the money, right? All right, cool.
Yep.
Last call. Anybody else want to say anything? Someone just wants to say, I know. Catherine's off of mute. Catherine?
Well, I'll say this. Hello.
Hi.
Yes. I would ask, how's your mentorship program when you have new members join your club? How does that work?
Who's that asking?
This is Garrett, E4, Area
Awesome.
Director.
Yep, we talked about that, and we said, like, if we get a bunch of new members, there's only 6 of us. So we definitely need a strategy for mentoring once everyone joins. So very good question. Okay, I'm going to give some feedback on how I felt. So first of all, great job. I felt very supported. I actually almost wanted to cry, but I'm on video and I'm being recorded. So I felt so supported. I feel like Maureen had some really nice questions. Abraham, gosh, I think pretty much everybody really was like caring and wanting to help me. I just liked hearing when Abraham said, I'm here to help you. How can I help? That was amazing. And that's what I need to hear as a president struggling. I loved the different strategies, and everyone's voice was so caring and open. It's really hard as a president if you come in and just start like, you know, when I was a president, I was better and I never had these problems because you probably didn't partner with it. Like having kind of like would be really hard for me because I'd feel really sad. But everyone's voice was so welcoming and wonderful. I think you guys are like superstar area directors. So if you do exactly what you just did with me and ask a lot of probing questions and just tell me like, hey, I'm here to support you. How can I help? That's going to be awesome. I'm going to let Ashley and Kevin weigh in because I'm probably like super emotional right now because I just feel so happy. Kevin, any thoughts on, you know, the relationship and what you heard?
No telling. Don't tell them what to do. Ask questions. Have you thought about doing an open house? Have you heard about the corporate program that we're running? Asking questions instead of saying, you should do the corporate program. You should do an open house. The tone makes a huge difference. Awesome job, everybody, for not telling.
I definitely loved that no one like just said like, well, I don't know why you didn't do such and such. It's so obvious. Cool. And so Ashley, any comments?
I think that's good. This is really good.
Yeah, I feel like these guys are superstars. No, if just the superstars came to this training today, but great job. All right, Kevin, I will wrap up our area visit exercise. And what's next on the agenda? Because I think we just took a break a few minutes ago, right?
We took a break about 30 minutes ago.
Wow.
Let's take another 5 minutes though, and then we'll power through to the end and finish on time for 9 o'clock.